If you've ever been at a networking event and have gotten someone's business card and you wanted to reach out after with a personalized message to show them that you actually took the effort to go and do your homework about them, in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a networking AI agent that takes any business card or contact information, scrapes their website, and finds a personalized message for you to send them 100% automated so that they think, oh wow, this person actually bothered to do their research about me before reaching out. And without further ado, let's jump right in. So, if I come into the Skool community and look at step by step instructions, first up, we've got to set up a webhook. So, if I come into this project, click on webhook, we are going to give it the path as new contact. So, I'm just going to enter this in here, listen for the test event. We are going to hop over into Postman. If you haven't got Postman set up, you can just download it from the internet. It's completely free. This is the website. And yeah, you can just download it for your specific machine. Coming back to our workflow, we will just copy this URL, head back into Postman, paste that in here. And if we come back to our instructions, it's a post request. So just to make sure we've got that set up, if I come in here, stop listening, set the HTTP method to post, listen for test event, and then we will send this data from Postman. So we will come into body, click on raw, paste this across, and hit send. And we see that, okay, we get that error because we've set it up as get. If we set it up as post, hit send, we get the message workflow was started. And in here, we can see that we've received everything, all the information inside our body. Perfect. Next up, we're going to use a set variables node. So if I come in here, find the set variables, I'm going to enter the name, email, company name, and domain. So if I enter a name, email, company name, and domain, if I minimize the headers and look at our body, so I'm going to drag the name field in, the email, the company name, and the domain we do not seem to have. So if I come back in here, yep, we have an expression for it. So the domain, this expression, basically what it's going to do is it's going to look at the email, and it basically is going to use this split function on the at the rate symbol. So basically what this will do is it will look at this string, it will split it into parts based on wherever it finds an at the rate sign. So it splits it here after it finds this at the rate after Sarah, and basically it's going to put each part that it finds into an array. So what that means is it's going to put Sarah in an array. It's going to put this oliverestaurant.com.au in the second position, which is basically going to be the first index position in an array. Not to get too technical and confuse you, if you haven't completely understood arrays, you can go and check it out inside the AI fundamental section inside the Skool community, where we dive into this deeper. But for now, you can just know basically it splits this into two parts. The first part is going to have everything before the at the rate sign. The second part is going to have everything after the at the rate sign. And basically, we know that looking at email patterns, that everything after the at the rate sign is going to be the business email in this case, or the business domain. So next up, we're going to set up our if node, which is step 3. So if I come back to our workflow and I click on if, we are going to basically check and ensure that the domain that we've extracted has a valid value. So we are going to say if that is true, basically that the length has a valid value. If we execute this step, we can see that we have one item in our true branch. So to fetch the website information, we are going to come in here and add an HTTP request. We are going to leave that as get. And for the URL, we are going to paste this in, which is basically, it just adds this HTTPS, which is the protocol at the start, and then it uses the domain value that we've got after our if node, which is also present in our edit fields node. You can use either one. And then if we run this node, we will see that we have this entire like HTML, which is basically it's gone to the website and fetched all of the content back as HTML. But now we've got to process and format it. So we're going to add the small code node, which is basically going to give us the HTML transformed. So if we had a code node, code in JavaScript, have this, and we execute this step. So this, can you see now? It looks like this was our input, which had all of this HTML. It's basically stripped a lot of these HTML tags and a lot of the HTML, and now it's given us more string data, and that is what we are going to use in our next step. So next up, we're going to add our AI agent. So if I come in here and add our AI agent, we are going to change this to define below. For our prompt, we are going to come in here and just copy all of this across. It's basically going to tell the AI what we are expecting, a few subject lines. We're going to give it all of the business info, what we've gotten from the domain. And yeah, so if we replace this, because it's giving us an error, and we replace this with the text node that we've gotten, and the rest of it looks good. We've got to connect a chat model. So if we use OpenAI's 4.1 mini, that should work. And then that's it. So if we now save this workflow and then come up to our AI agent and execute the step, you can see that it's running and it gives us an output with a few subject line options. This data is not properly formatted because it has the new line characters that you can see with the \n. And next up, we're going to send an email using this information. So if we come back to N8N and after our AI agent, we add a Gmail node. In there, we are going to send it to this address. Now we come in here, click send a message. Now the to we send it to is ideally from our webhook. It could be to the person whose email we've extracted, right? But like just for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to send it to myself. So I'm just going to enter my email in here, which is why I had also included the business information. But yeah, ideally, this could go to the customer directly, or you can send it to yourself as well to proofread and then finally send it out. So, this you could set statically, or you can always just drag in your business email in here. And next up, for the subject, this is what we are going to copy across. Yeah, and just on that note, make sure in your Postman, inside this your business email field, you've included your email address, because otherwise all of these will come to me. But yeah, so we've entered our subject line, and now for our message, we're just going to copy this across, and in our message field, we are going to paste that in. We can leave it as HTML or turn it into text. We'll just leave it as HTML for now. And if we save And if I come to our HTML node and execute it, you can see that the message was sent. If I come in here, you can see that we've received our entire email. It's obviously not formatted. Just to quickly show you that. So here we'd have to come in, maybe set this up, and here's the email template, the contact name, contact email, contact business name, the email that we would like to send them, along with the JSON output. So now if we execute this step, this may still not be formatted because we haven't included our break tags. Yep. So if I come back into N8N and just make sure that we've included our break tags, because this is HTML. And yep, if you aren't familiar with what break tags are, they're basically just like new line characters when you're using it in HTML. So we've got those in, and yep, so we can include a from or something like that. And now if we execute this step, you can see it's executed successfully. And if I come back in here, now you can see that it's a lot more clean, and it shows you a few subject line options, the email body. We could format this a little more, but you get the gist of it. And basically the point of this video was to show you how using just some contact information, a simple webhook, and an HTTP request to fetch data from their website, gather insights, give you subject line options, including a fully templatized email body, which is personal as well. You can just have an email delivered to your inbox for you to proofread before finally sending it out to the person that you probably met at a networking event or got their business card. That makes them feel like you took the trouble to actually do some research about them and their company and their business before actually reaching out. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.